Well, good afternoon to you, Tom. Well, you might notice a subtle difference behind me, and that is that there is no one and no vehicles behind me now that you can see. All you can see instead are the police. So we're currently wondering what's gone on, if there's a reason they've closed it down. We've just seen loads of armoured police vans driving down one of the roads here in Paris. So we're not 100% sure what's going on. But I imagine it's something to do with the opening ceremony tonight. So to talk a little bit about that now, I'm joined once again by our fabulous guest and former Team GB Olympian, Mark Foster. Thank you for joining us again.
Pleasure.
We didn't get enough of you in the last hour, so we had to bring you back.
Exactly, that was
it.
Your producer told you that, right?
Yes, no,
Thank you.
of course not, absolutely not. And you know what, we're not going to get interrupted in this hour now because we've got silence.
Peace and quiet.
Much better.
Yeah, it's kind of weird though. It's like I said, like Paris across the board, I think it's been kind of really quiet from what I've seen. And whether it's just the build up to the opening ceremony or not, I don't know. But then,
there we go. We're seeing more police bikes now. We are seeing cars.
And then it's just gone.
It's just stopped. I'm wondering if there's going to be some sort of officials or someone brought through here, someone very high profile, but we just don't know. Let's talk about the opening ceremony.
Yeah.
Very exciting. Tom Daley and Helen Glover are our flag bearers. Do you think they're worthy choices? I imagine you're going to say yes.
No. Yeah,
No.
of course they are. It's Tom's fifth Olympic Games. Weirdly enough, because I saw an interview that he did, and obviously I know Tom quite well. His first Olympics was 2008 in Beijing when I carried the flag around that night.
In 2008, I remember.
And he was right behind me walking into the stadium, and he sort of said he never thought, obviously, that moment leading to his Olympic journey, so to speak, and his Olympic medals, and then one day he was going to be the flag bearer, not walking into the Olympic Stadium, but leading Team GB out on the River Seine, so to speak. And Helen Glover, I think, is it her fourth Olympics?
Yeah.
And she's won various medals.
This is the second time she's coming out of retirement, isn't it? She retired after Rio and came back for Tokyo.
Frank Sinatra, I've done the same. It's the best way of doing it.
And then now she's back again.
They miss you, and they get too much of you, and they go, oh, we want you back. And they go, here I am. And they go, oh, okay.
Dragged back into it.
Absolutely.
Can't get enough.
Absolutely.
Amazing. Well, they are definitely very
Yes.
worthy, just as you were back in 2008.
That's very kind.
Very worthy to carry the Team GB flag. Now, a couple of new sports in the Olympics this year, one of which, breakdancing.
Yeah.
What do we think? Do we think it's a good thing that we bring in new sports and that we see new athletes, or is it that we should be maintaining tradition and kind of keeping those sports that we're all familiar with? What do you think?
I think it's a good thing. I mean, bearing in mind, golf is a global sport, and it only got introduced in Rio in 2016, and that's a global sport. So I think times have changed. Kids are into different things. You know, break dancing is a popular thing, especially if I look at the likes of, I'm good friends with Ashley Banjo, diversity. That's kind of not break dancing, but it's kind of young, urban, modern street dance, so to speak. So why shouldn't break dancing be in the Olympic Games? It's phenomenal what they do. It's a way of them highlighting what break dancing is all about. I don't think it's going to be in LA in 4 years' time. I think every Olympic Games, the host nation gets an opportunity to introduce two Olympic sports. So it's not going to go on there. But I listen, as a kid, 14, 15 years of age, a lot of my mates, early 80s, were into breakdancing. I was not. This is a lot of body to move around, all right? But they were good at windmills and the snake, the caterpillar, and all these other bits and pieces. So I'm impressed and amazed what people can do with the human body, and to see them do it to music on the greatest stage is going to be brilliant.
Obviously, you're a former swimmer, one of our best ever. So obviously that's your favourite sport. When you're not watching the swimming, when you're not watching the pool, when you're not commentating on the pool,
Yeah.
What is it that you most look forward to? Which is your favourite event outside of the pool?
Tiddlywinks. No, I'm joking. I'm obsessed by every sport, and I get into, especially the Olympic Games.
Don't we all at the
obsessed
Olympics?
by everything, right?
We in my household, we
become
will
an
watch
expert.
everything,
Yeah.
absolutely everything. The taekwondo, the weightlifting, everything. We love it.
It's a two-week festival of sport. The greatest athletes in the world come together and compete against each other. But one of the things I used to love watching as a kid, my hero and idol as a kid was Duncan Gucci. I watched him win the 1980 Olympic Games in Moscow, the 100 breaststroke, and that's when I thought, swimming, he swims, I swim, this thing called the Olympic Games. I got obsessed by the Olympics. But I love watching athletics.
Who
I just got
doesn't? Who
captivated.
doesn't?
Alan Wells back in the day, and then I became friends with people like Colin Jackson, Linford Christie, Sally Gunnell. I got obsessed by athletics. I love the fact that they go, the short sprint, the longer sprints, to throwing events, to the marathon. I mean, there's just so much going on.
So
I
much
love it.
diversity.
Yes.
Mark, thank you so much for joining us.
Pleasure.
I know you'll be tuning in, as will many of our viewers at home. Incredibly special event. The greatest show in the world, isn't it?
It is.
And I think we'll all, here at GB News, we're all going to be a bit obsessed with the Olympics going forward. But there we are, Tom. Very much a lot to look forward to.